information. And so that's where we started. We both wanted to have a meeting with concerned parents, and we both called Connecticut Against Gun Violence, CAGV, which is the only lobby organization in Connecticut. And we asked the director to come and talk to just a group of parents that we were assembling in our kitchen. And at the last minute, we decided to post it on Facebook. And all of a sudden, this meeting transformed into really a local event at a church, because 250 people came. Congressman Himes came and spoke. And it really isn't because of Nancy or me. It's because everybody feels this way, and the passion and the fervor around this issue is enormous, and we are hoping that it has been a tipping point and that we can make some legislative change.
Mm-hmm. Now, so far, what are your biggest challenges?
Well, one of our biggest challenges is trying to keep track of how many people are coming. It is key for people to sign in on our website, www.marchforchange.org, because that's one way we can track them. We also have buses all over Connecticut, mostly Fairfield County right now, but really all over Connecticut that people can sign up for. And the bus sign-ups are through a website called www.connecticutmomsonline.com. Or through our website. And so we're just trying to keep track of the numbers. We're anticipating over 2,000 people, and maybe even more, because I think there are people coming that we don't even know about.
Very, very important. Okay, so any listeners out there interested in gun control really influencing what's happening in Connecticut on the state legislative level can look at marchforchange.org. You can sign up and march for the day is February 14th, marching into Hartford. You can sign up to get on a bus. Register on this website, marchforchange.org. We need a lot of people there. We really need the state to hear our voices, which is enough of this, enough. We do not need our children shot down in their schools or even in their homes. We need to slow this down. We've got to stop. We've got to have reasonable gun control. I am not against people owning guns, but I do think we do not need assault rifles and magazines that shoot something like 100 bullets per minute or something.
It's insanity, and we try to. This is a bipartisan effort. We try not to use the word gun control, but rather safer gun laws or common sense gun laws, because we aren't trying to take anyone's Second Amendment rights away. We just think that people who have mental illness should have to, that should stop them from being able to get a gun. We do agree that there should not be assault weapons available, and we also believe strongly that banning these large capacity ammunition magazines is a must, because nobody needs that. Whether they're trying to hunt a deer or protect themselves, nobody needs that kind of ammunition, and it's crazy.
Now, so far, what are the biggest surprises you've come across?
We are blown away every day by these people who are helping us organize. We have leaders from all over the state who are galvanizing their towns, and I'm just blown away by their passion and their energy and their organization skills, and this is such a group effort. And I'm just blown away and touched by everyone's fervor and passion, and that is the way we're going to get it done, because as you know, the NRA is a huge opponent. They have money, they are organized, and they are willing to fight, and we have to come out louder and stronger and make this happen, and we can. But it is about numbers, and it's about critical mass and letting your legislator know. And if you can't come to the march on February 14th, it is just as important to make a call, email, write a letter to your legislator or your elected officials and let them know how you feel, because that is the way that if you're not going to vote the way we want you to, then we're not going to vote you back in.
I like it. Now, speaking out against the NRA really takes guts nowadays. Have you guys actually received any threats or any real negative
We've had a fair amount
Yes.
of press, and there is wonderful commentary that comes back to us, and it is horrifying at
Yeah.
times to see the points of view that I think are shocking, but so far no personal threats, and I hope it stays that way.
Yeah, I mean, I personally have spoken out pretty loudly as well, and have received some very strongly worded comments as well, and it sort of takes my breath away.
Yeah.
And yes, we all have a right to free speech, yet sometimes this is just beyond the pale.
Mhm.
But to your guys, it takes courage. We have to fight this. I still don't fully understand why the NRA has so much power. I don't think it's very clear to all of us, but somehow or other they have all of these politicians truly afraid of them. And this has to change. And why this one lobbying group out of all of the others would have such a strong influence on our policy and how we live our lives is really, I can't figure it out.
Well, from one, I do think it comes down to money. And I think that gun manufacturers and ammunition manufacturers are feeding them a lot of money. But interestingly, I think it's because it's a Second Amendment right. People fall back on that. Because quite honestly, I mean, we have gotten seatbelt laws passed. We've, alcohol limits. And so there's no reason why we can't get this passed. I mean, it's harder to register a car and get a driver's license and register a boat and have a boating license than it is to own a gun. It's insanity.
It is crazy. It makes absolutely no sense. So it is about time, and hopefully we're getting to that place of people really understanding that we all have to stand up and make change. So we're going to come right back. Stay tuned. I've got Meg Staunton in here talking about March for Change. There's a lot more to talk about, so you guys call in if you have questions or thoughts. 203-367-4395.